Hey everyone, G-Force is back, and today we are going to do, guess what? A drone review. Are you ready? Let's go. So what we have here today is the Ascend Aeronautics ASC-2500 to be found at none other than Costco warehouses. For those of you who have read my About page on my channel, you probably know that I specifically like FPV drones, which stands for first person view, meaning that there's like a camera on the front of the drone that streams directly to a pair of goggles that you wear. So it's like you're seeing in first person where you're going, where the drone's headed. So at the moment, I really only have one of those for all that. And I do have two other drones, though, both classified as camera drones, budget camera drones, because they're cheap. So the one of the other two drones I have, the first one I bought when I was like 12. And that was like $120, and it had very few options, very simple app and all that. Second one I got more recently, it's just last year, and it was actually from Costco. And well, I'll show you what it is right here, or rather what's left of it. So here it is. It looked a lot better when I bought it. I'll show you a picture of it. It was called the, let me check here. It was the Propel Snap 2.0. Just a quick note here, guys. I technically actually have the Flex 2.0, which I realized later, but between it and the Snap 2.0, there's really no difference. Propel also has a model called the Navigator, but it's really all just different names for the same drone, as far as I can tell. Made by Propel, P-R-O-P-E-L, and I found this at Costco for like $70 or $80, whereas this one was $90. Though for having purchased this 1 year ago, there is a massive difference in at least the claim technology in these two. But as you might see here, and I was kind of suspicious about this, having both bought them at Costco, I got home and saw that the remotes are basically the same. If you'll see here, they look identical. I actually switched out the joysticks on this one, so don't mind that. But they look identical, yet they're by different companies. Propel versus Ascend Ascend Aeronautics. Fancy name. But I did find out something interesting about these two drones. So this one, if you went to go buy parts for it, even though it's marketed as being made by a company called Propel, you'd actually go to a company called the AMAX Group and buy parts for it there, like batteries, chargers, remote, etc. And so to find out if these are basically like made by the same company, I wanted to find out if this was also made by AMAX, and guess what? Down here in little tiny print, it says AMAX Industrial Corporation, China. So, you know, same thing, even though they're based in Texas, still made in China. All electronics are these days. So, there you go. They're basically made by the same company, but they're still very different. Like, even visually, they're different, even though remotes are the same. And I'll test that out, see if they actually are the same. They're very, very different in their features, and this one makes some pretty big claims, really big claims. So let's have a look at the personality traits of this thing. So I'll show you a screenshot of the various features it has on the box here, but a couple of them caught my eye, which I'm going to tell you about right now. And the first one is new optical flow technology for longitude and latitude position holding. So it's got optical flow, which basically, very basically, is just a low-quality camera on the bottom of the drone that keeps track of where the ground beneath it is so it can keep it steady. So it's a sort of stabilization technology not usually found on $90 drones. So that's what interests me about it. And I seriously have my doubts as to if they're going to be able, like, if it's actually true, or if it's just a marketing scheme. So we're gonna test that out and see. Usually it only works indoors, also because as soon as you're outside and there's grass and all sorts of other things, it can't keep track of the ground very well. So we're gonna test that and see. It also has a micro SD slot, so you can put a micro SD card in for video recording, which is really nice if it works, because otherwise, in the previous model, you had to only record what the Wi-Fi feed was sending to the phone. So it wasn't really good quality after it had come from a low quality camera and got sent over Wi-Fi. And it's like FaceTime. You never get a really good, or Skype or whatever, like that, Zoom. You'd never get a very good image quality. So I'm excited to see if that works and you get higher quality video. Also, it says down here that a fully charged ASC-2500 can fly for 15 to 18 minutes depending on environment and user input. So it flies for a good long time. Like I probably got about 10 minutes at best out of this, maybe 10 to 12 minutes. So this is supposed to go even longer. So we'll have to see about that. Also, it's just generally bigger. Well, this one I have had to customize because I crashed this several times. So that's the other thing, is they are not very strong. Like, I know you're not supposed to crash them, but the very first drone I got survived like a lot of crashes before it started coming apart. This one, handful, and it was pretty much done for. So I think it's partly thanks to its the fact that it folds, which I'll show you more about later, but it definitely weakens it. I think that's it, but I'm going to read you this little blurb they have on the back about Ascend Aeronautics. Very interesting. Let's do this.
Ascend Aeronautics was created by a team of engineers passionate about the wonders of flight, with more than 25 years of combined experience in building incredible drones, RC planes, and helicopters. We dreamt about the day when consumers could get our high-quality, finely tuned drones at an affordable price. That day has come.
Okay, well, big claims, let's see. Alright, so let's get started with an unboxing here. First, I'm going to have to cut this little piece of tape to get the box open. Oh, and in case you didn't know, only for ages 14 and up. Well, my first drone said that, and I was 12 when I got it. But anyway, here we go, let's go. Get the front open here, and start sliding it out. It's going to, of course, be harder than it's supposed to be. Oh no, maybe that's better. Let's go. Okay, so I just realized it says open from bottom, so that's what we're going to do. Instruction manuals, which are inside out and upside down and French, and I never use them anyway, so some extra things. Desiccant, who needs that? Probably everyone. Scan the QR code to install the 2000 series app. So you're going to need this if you want to get any video feed to your phone. It's got a quick start guide, some other things, so those might be useful. We'll see. Although the one that's French, maybe not. Anyway, I'm not that fluent at French. Okay, here we go. We've got accessories, I think. Accessory box. Accessories, it says right there. Accessories, very nice. See that? See that? Accessories, very nice. All right, let's cut that open and see what we got. Oh, it's got a little peel tab on it. Not very bright at opening these, apparently. What do we have here? We've got extra props. Those might be handy, because you always break them. Those ones are pretty flimsy. Oh, wow, it's got a little USB. Oh, it's a USB adapter, so you can put your SD card into it. Very cool. Got a screwdriver, and you've got a little charging cable, probably for your battery. Or it could be a video transfer cable, too. I'm not sure. We're going to see about that. Ooh, nice big battery. What is this? It's a 3.8 volt, very typical, 1900 milliamp hour battery. That's a pretty big battery too. You can also buy these replacements on the AMAX group website. Remember that, it's AMAX. It's not Ascend Aeronautics. Like whatever they say about that, they can brand it under as many names as they want, still the same company. And potentially same junk too, so we'll see. Anyway, battery. Oh, it comes with batteries for the remote. So yeah, this one's for the drone and these are for the remote. Those will be handy. It's nice they include that, and a phone holder. My previous one came with this too. Pretty much the same thing. I bet they'd work together. So, that's all for the accessories here. Let's get to the actual drone and controller. It's nice packaging, I gotta say that. Okay, so we have our drone, we have our remote here. Alright, so there's our remote. Very nice. Ooh, it's got some nice gray trim here. And same buttons. So these are your trim buttons to get it to adjust and stay level. Speed, stunt. Oh, it's got flips and such. It's got the joysticks, power button, and automatic takeoff and landing. So with these, I actually don't like using that because sometimes it shoots up higher and faster than you want it to. So I'll show you this later. Pretty much this is typical for all drones. You just hold the two joysticks, center and down, and it'll start the propellers, but not take off, and then you can just use joystick to manually launch it. So, demonstrate that later. That's how I launch it. Yeah. We finally have the actual drone here. So, the ASC-2500, and it seems to be zip tied. So, or not. Let's see. Okay, there's a little tab here. This is probably the most boring unboxing ever. Wow, either they know what they're doing or they've gone overboard. Or maybe I just don't know what I'm doing. That's more likely. Oh. This is fancy. They've got some little, like almost little knobs or screws on the bottom of here. I'm not sure if you can see those that you just unscrew. That's pretty cool. It's like a RC car packaging. Take those little knobs off. Alright, and here we have our drone. The ASC-2500. Got power button back here, if you can see that. Arms all fold up. Let's test that. Come on. It's a little stiff. If it breaks, it's not my fault. Oh, you have to do the back first. It's like a DJI. Fold that. And that. One side. Fold that. And that. Cool for storage, but honestly, this is the first thing that went on my previous one. So, oh man, it's swinging everywhere. So I might just go and we'll see. If it works well enough, I'll just super glue it maybe and save myself some pain. So we've got our video receiver, or I guess the video transmitter, I should say. It's optical flow right there. You can almost see it's like a little wee camera. I don't know, my lighting's not that good. Little wee camera. Got a little rubber pad, bump pads for landing, which is really nice. They feel good. And our camera at the front, right there. It's tiltable too. Tilt it to different. Oh, you can tilt it straight down. That's what you couldn't do with the previous one. I like that. I like that. Oh, I'm liking this. I think it's looking pretty good. It's got the nice mesh at the top. Good for cooling. It shouldn't catch on fire. So let's fold it back out here. Oh, it's also got lights on the front. You see there. Lights have gone so cheap and they're still so much fun. It's great. So yeah, this is pretty big. If I compare it with my previous one, like you can see even the propellers, it's just baby. Like it was a little larger than this with how it was built. Let's see if I can get it to focus. But yeah, but it's a lot bigger. So I'm going to see here, start with the battery and see if it's got any juice in it. If I'm going to have to charge it up here. So we've got our battery. We just put it in the back. Just like that. Snaps in. And then you just press this little tab and it should pop out. It should. Let me see. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh wait, you have to go like that and it pops out. And push it back in. But you don't want to know that. That's boring stuff. Okay, so let's see if it'll just power on. There we go. So when the lights are flashing like that, it means it hasn't binded with the remote. Binded, bound, bind. I think you said bind. Anyway, turn that off for now and put some batteries in the remote. So this style of remote's a little bit of a pain because you have to get a screwdriver to unscrew those. I usually just leave the screws off and just use the little snap tab on it, but come with the screws, so you have to take off the screws here. Okay, we have our batteries out. Put 2 on each side, being careful to note polarity. You just put these back in. I think it actually matters which way they go in, so this one might actually, that's better. Goes on that side, this side. Nice molded casing, but a little tricky. Alright, let's see if this powers on. Yep. So that's how you bind it. Let's try binding this. Oh, turn on. There we go. So you turn on the drone, then the remote, then up, then down on the left-hand joystick. Let's see if the props will start. There we go. So see, I was doing what I told you earlier. Holding down, holding down. Don't. If I was to press that, it would come up and hit this camera. So I'm not doing that. Okay, so that works, but let's take it out to give it a test. Alright, so this is going to be the maiden flight of the Ascend Aeronautics ASC-2500. Get our drone here, put it down, have our battery fully charged, put it in the back here. Okay, power on. So we have the lights flashing, the SD card is in there, and we've got a got to turn on the Wi-Fi here and link up our drone with the phone. Make sure it's on the right one. Come on. There. Oh, no, that's not it. Might have to turn on the remote. We bind. There we go. Alright. So go to our app. Visual here. Oh, I should have started with menu. Home. Start. Record video. There we go. Alright, so just for the sake of the video here, I am going to hit the automatic takeoff and landing button. See what happens. Hopefully it's all level and everything, and the optical flow will do its job. We're facing right into the sun here. Sun's going down. But should be okay. I'll get turned around once we take off. I'm actually going to stand right here, or maybe I'll stand over here. Anyway, okay, there we go. Okay, let's hit the button. Oh, start the video recording first. I should record to both the SD card and the phone, so we'll get to see which one's smoother, though I already know the SD card's smoother. Okay, here we go. Okay, it's up. Oh, and we've got the camera facing forward. It's important to note that to start. Little bit of a breeze, but it's actually pretty stable. It's a pretty big drone. So let's take it up and see what we see here. Oh yeah, Wi-Fi's already cut out, so let's see, the SD card should be doing a much better job. Go around a little bit here. Let's have a 400 meter distance range, and it should be different speeds, so this is the speed one. I've thrown 4 meters drones before, so I kind of know what I'm doing. Just going into the sun a little bit. Let's try speed 2. Oops, that's fine. Bring it down again. Yeah, the Wi-Fi is really choppy. I wouldn't fly it with the Wi-Fi. Give you a kind of visual, but oh, the Wi-Fi is really bad. Yeah, it's buffeted by the wind a little bit, but what do you expect? Sub 250. Oh! I got scared of it. Now let's try speed 3. Okay, yeah, it goes. Very quiet. Very nice. Alright, let's bring it down and change the camera angle. Right now I have it facing just straight forward, and let's bring it down here. And I will not use the automatic landing button because I don't know how reliable it is. So, just bring it all the way down and it should shut off by itself. There we go. Perfect. I'm going to try it with the camera full down here. There we go. There's our cat. Did you see our cat? He's a little shy, camera shy. So with the camera like this, you kind of want it pointing straight down. The nice thing here is when you're recording on the SD card, it's okay if you get a little further away, because SD card don't need no signal. Here's Mom. Mom. I'm liking this. I'll check the quality of the video, but I feel like it's pretty good. It's not a $300 drone, but what do you expect?
You didn't pay $300,
Nope.
so that's good.
Woo-wee! Haha! Doing little wiggles here. Okay, we're landing right. Hey, I think it works that high off the ground. Yeah, Optical Flow's working at that height. Look at that. Let's see if I go here. Yeah, I think Optical Flow's working there. It's not perfectly still, but it's staying in about the same place. That's actually pretty cool. All right, let's bring it all the way down and test Optical Flow with the camera forward again. See if it could be like a selfie drone. See if it's good enough for that. Okay, so let's try it like this. Turn it around. Woo! Don't run into me. Don't run into me. I'm the one who bought you. Let's bring it a little lower so the Optical Flow works. Ooh, it's kind of blowing. It's kind of blowing. Okay, yeah, Optical Flow's working. That's pretty cool. Wow. Who knew? See, it's staying right there. Yeah, right around there. It's not, the wind's blowing from this way, so it should be wandering everywhere. I can try it with another drone, but I think it would just be like, another drone would be way off. That's really cool. So I can almost like set and forget. See if I can just walk around it. Like, it doesn't stay perfectly in the same spot like a DJI, but I mean, it's pretty steady. That is really cool. I just wish it told me battery life. That would be the last thing. So we'll check the SD card and see if it's working here, because this is just choppy. It's really bad. But hey, for a $90 camera drone, I don't mind at all. I think that's great. See if I can do a turnaround with Optical Flow still enabled. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, let's go on another little wander here. See if on speed 1 it does much. Still going. Second speed. Third speed. Yeah, you kind of need third speed if you're flying in any sort of wind. Let's full power it back all the way here. Woohoo! How well does Optical Flow work up there? Nah, not so well. What happens if I walk under it? I'll confuse it, I'm sure. Oh yeah, look at that. It was all confused. It's like, whoa, what is that? Well, that's pretty cool. We're facing into the sun, of course, so let's do a little high shot here. And it sure runs for a long time. My first drone would only run for about 7 minutes without the battery conking out, so. And the second one would run for about 10. This one says max of 18, which I find hard to believe, but if it does, that would be cool. Wow, it's easy to see too, it's big. pretty easy to control too. Not as zippy as the previous, the Propel 2.0. Definitely different, for sure.